Welcome to the Pathways to Surrender podcast. I'm Michael Warmoth, and thank you for joining us for this guided meditation. Please note that these meditations are recorded in a tropical setting with the windows and doors open, so you will hear birds and other sounds. Try not to let them distract you from the words. Let's take a moment now to just get settled in, get comfortable and relaxed. Maybe close our eyes and take some breaths and just listen to the music before the meditation starts. As we move along on our journey of awakening and becoming conscious, we may not always be aware of how the ego is using what we are learning to refine its ability to control. It is very subtle, but also very powerful. For we may find that what we are learning about the truth and spiritual principles is being turned into a rule book and used as a basis for judgment and deciding what is right and wrong and what is good and bad, keeping us locked into the identity and the ego. It is most easy to recognize when we feel some sort of judgment of ourselves for being wrong, not getting it right, not being good enough. not trying hard enough, whatever form the judgments take. There is no rule book. There are no rules. There is nothing wrong, and there is nothing bad. The ego has a way to frame duality and make it seem like spirituality. But it is actually just the same old thing. Duality can never be spirituality. There can never be good or bad, or right or wrong. We hear how we must let go of control and surrender. We think we must control ourselves to be spiritual. That's oxymoronic and paradoxical. Being spiritual simply means being real, being authentic, being a free expression of the spirit within you. We think we have to make that happen somehow. We think that we are in charge of what happens. But that is exactly the problem. We are not in charge of what happens. When the ego puts itself forward as who we are, as the truth of us, and we listen to it, and we believe it and agree with it, then the authentic self is blocked. There is no free expression. Our faith and trust are in control and limitation. So when we hear ourselves say, I can't surrender, I won't surrender, I can't let go, I have too much resistance, we're listening to the ego. And the natural response to that is, I have to do something about it, which is exactly the opposite of what is required. The Spirit does not need our help to be expressed. Does not need us to do anything. It has no requirement of our ego and identity to do anything at all. The question that we must answer is, do we want peace, or do we want a false sense of safety and security? As instituting control and limitation seems to bring us. But why do we want safety and security over peace? It seems like we want safety and security so that we can feel peace. But safety and security through control and limitation can never bring peace. Because peace comes when you know who you are, when you know the truth of yourself, when there is no more limitation and control. Consider this. The truth is known within us. It is always absolutely intrinsic to us. It is always true. It is always present. It is always underpinning reality of our existence. There is never anything wrong or anything bad. When we are struggling with problems and issues in our lives, whether it's illness or financial or relational, whatever situation it is, it's very difficult to accept that there is nothing wrong. That is the time we most need to know that. That is when we need the presence and power of the Spirit within us. It is when we need miracles, which only become available to us when we are in a state of allowing and accepting, open to receiving and expressing reality. It is not up to us to make reality happen, to create reality that is already being created by the Spirit within us. We may have had an experience where we were aligned with that knowledge, but we knew deeply the truth of the Spirit and the infinite consciousness within us. When we experience that, the profound experience of being in open connection with the truth, we are transformed. And the gateway to that experience is becoming present. And becoming present requires turning away from the ego and the identity the realm of experience. When we are lost in the thoughts of the ego, we are not paying attention to the present. We are dissociated, disconnected. We need to reconnect. It is not always easy, especially when we are in the midst of challenges. But that is our priority. It is what is needed. We may think that what is needed is to institute more control, to resolve the issues and problems. But issues and problems have a way of disappearing, dissolving, when we are present. And if they remain, then there is a vast intelligence and wisdom available to us when we are present. There's so much more available to us when we are present than when we are instituting control and limitation. There is no safety and security in control. It is an ever-deepening process of needing more, when what we really need is less. So, let yourself know this, that there is a presence and power within you right now of an infinite consciousness, an infinite intelligence and power, creating through the energy of love. Love is the energy that gives you life right now. It is the power of you. There is no other power, no other force. You are an expression of that power. Remember, it is real right now. It is alive within you. You would not be conscious without it. Because you are consciousness. You are one with the one consciousness. It is safe to let go. It's safe to surrender. Control cannot help. truth is still true and always true. No matter how many ways the ego tries to reframe duality, it cannot be true. There cannot ever be good and bad and right and wrong. There is only what is in this moment. And we can only experience that in the present. It's time to accept the truth, to say yes. So that we can experience the joy and peace of harmony and connection. That is our journey. Thank you for listening to this episode of our podcast. If you would like more information on these meditations and teachings, you can visit pathwaystosurrender.com. You might be interested in our other podcast, Pathways to Wholeness. These are episodes of meditative teachings designed to help us move to the next step in our journey, letting go and learning to surrender, overcoming resistance. That's Pathways to Wholeness. Look for the next episode soon. We'll be uploading them every couple of days. See you next time.